Sometimes Aaron makes models of things that he thinks are fun, not necessarily because they've already been written into the Drifting Amalgams universe. This week, he wanted to make a space tug. So, I'm looking at what real-world spacecraft I can adapt for a sci-fi space tug. Hi, I'm Casey Hudson and I write sci-fi novels. In science fiction, space tugs are often used like tugboats, pulling ships into dock, but the real-life version is much more versatile. Today, I'm exploring some of these real-world spacecraft and showing how I adapt them to create sci-fi space tugs. It's not always practical or possible for a spacecraft to move everywhere it needs to be. Servicing, restocking, deployment, regaining proper orbit. To complete these tasks, it's usually beneficial to use an orbital transfer vehicle, or OTV. Sometimes referred to as space tugs, these space vehicles are designed to transport payloads, spacecraft, and scientific instruments between different celestial bodies within our solar system. They're advantageous because not only are they reusable, but they can carry more cargo and are more agile than traditional spacecraft. Greater strength and maneuverability are made possible with ion thrusters and advanced chemical engines. Onboard computers and star trackers help determine position, calculate trajectories, and make necessary course corrections. And while OTVs do have high-gain antennas and advanced transponders, artificial intelligence is often used for response to unexpected situations. OTVs have been in use for decades. Some of the most successful include the European Space Agency's Automated Transfer Vehicle, or ATV, that was first launched in 2008. The ATV served as cargo carrier, space tug, and storage facility for the International Space Station. About once a year, ATV hauled about 7 tons of cargo from our planet's surface to the station 340 kilometers above the Earth. Carrying an impressive payload in a compact package, the ATV repeatedly rendezvoused with the ISS, where it automatically docked and remained as a pressurized and integral part of the station for up to 6 months. Having retired ATV, the European Space Agency is looking to the future with RISE, an in-orbit servicing mission for geostationary satellites. RISE is expected to pave the way for a circular economy in space, complete with in-space refueling, refurbishment, and assembling. Before we get excited about building a city in space, though, RISE is looking to prove they can match an orbiting satellite's speed and trajectory before docking. Then it will need to latch onto the ring that originally attached the satellite to its launcher. Further, RISE will need to change the satellite's attitude and orbit to precisely maneuver it, while the satellite will keep its own power, communications with Earth, and payload fully functional. As of this chat, RISE is just in development phases, so much of what it will do is still theoretical, but thanks to advancements such as this, sci-fi space worlds are getting closer every day. When I started looking at creating a sci-fi space tug, I thought I'd need to fictionalize real-world technology to make it advanced enough for the Drifting Amalgams universe. But based on what I've learned, real-world space tugs are pretty close to what I'd want to use, if I scale them up a bit. Though the sci-fi space tug will be owned by a corporation, I'll regulate the company's actions by using the rules I've created for the United Barbadi Nation, where the corporation INSERV is headquartered. In the Drifting Amalgams universe, space stations and spacecraft are ubiquitous, so there's plenty of business for INSERV's short-distance stellar support vehicles. Extending the real-world goals of the European Space Station, I'll write these vehicles to be used as interstellar delivery vehicles for resupply and refueling. Additionally, like real-world OTVs, INSERV stellar support vehicles will transport surface-to-space goods. These goods will allow peoples in my sci-fi world to refurbish and construct objects in space. No need to change dimensions from real-world specs, but I will make INSERV's vehicles semi-autonomous using artificial intelligence. And for a bit of narrative color, I'll add some security features. I'll say that because these vehicles are used to transport valuable resupply goods for deployed spacecraft, opportunistic individuals once commonly rerouted them and/or broke into their cargo holds. Accordingly, 2 people are required to open and/or interface with them. Each person must successfully unlock the vehicle via 2 of the accepted measures, including voice lock, body scanning, and fingerprint recognition. Now that I have my basic sci-fi space tug, let's talk about this idea of a circular economy in space. The fictional INSERV company is strongly interested in building a circular economy in space. I've even built aspects of the Drifting Amalgams universe around the idea that INSERV has a virtual monopoly over nearby space trade. But How has this happened? Well, that's where I do a little work on world building economy. There are billions of businesses that can be traced back to the United Barbadi Nation, but InServ is by far the largest, and with a common cultural practice of doing anything that makes money, it's easy to imagine a technologically savvy company expanding to off-planet endeavors, much the way humans could one day. With the means to develop an interstellar ecosystem, all a civilization really needs is other spacefaring civilizations to trade with. Including more peoples in the narrative is easy enough, though writing economic structures in sci-fi is a bit more complex. For the United Barbadi Nation, I've chosen to include a central bank that works in tandem with the newer Bank of Interstellar Trade, a central body that oversees Barbadi interests amongst planets. With central bodies in place and a currency exchange set by those bodies, I have the basis for an economy that's ready for interstellar deliveries. That's where my sci-fi space tug comes in. If you're interested in how I detail the economy of the United Barbadi Nation, check out the prompting inspiration chat I did on world building economy. Until next time, stay curious.